Welcome for this week's Hebrew class. And as it's been quite popular, these revision classes, we are this week doing Yehuchanan John 18 Revision Part B, which covers verses 21 to 40. For all those who have some knowledge of Hebrew, let us see just how well we go with translating the Hebrew. So let us begin. And as I normally do, I've got the Nakud, the valve markings, with the resources that we find very helpful, and a chart of how to appropriate the valve marks. So let us begin with 21, which we see represented by a calf and a leph. And we read it, and it is U-ma tish-al, which means, and what you shall ask, oti me, she'al na, which means ask now. Et grammar marker, ha-shomim, the one hearing, because we see we've got Shema in there, ma, what, she bar ti. So I have what is that I spoke. And the translation. And what you shall ask me, ask now. Grammar marker, the one hearing what is that I spoke. Now remember, this is when Yeshua is being interrogated. I think he's, if we remember from last week. Right, and then we read line 2, Alehem, which is unto them, Hinnam, behold they, because we know the root is Hinne, but the Memsafid is they or them, right? And we have Yodim, which is know, so that means behold they are knowing. Et grammar marker, asher what, amarti, I have said. So the translation, unto them, behold, they know, grammar marker, what I have said. And then we have kaf, value of 20, vet, value of 2. So we're in 22. But he, and it was, kadab ro, which can be when he spoke or like he spoke, like he's speaking. So when he spoke, ha-devarim, the words, ha-ele, these, va-yak. And it means, because we only got one root letter there, but it means, and he struck. Chad, one, ham sharatim, the servants, so one of the servants. And it was when he spoke the words these, and he struck one of the servants. And it means one of the servants struck, right? Not the other way around. Then we have ha-omet, which of course means the one standing, Shema, meaning there, et grammar marker, Yehoshua, that's the one being struck, al upon ha-lechi, meaning the cheek, vayomer, and he said, ha-kazot. Now we can see the ha is like a question, like this, ta'aneh, meaning you will answer. Now the one standing there, grammar marker Yehoshua, upon the cheek, and he said, like this, you will answer. Et grammar marker ha-kohen, meaning the priest, ha-gadol, the great, meaning the high priest, the great priest. Grammar marker, the priest, the great. And then we have Kaf 20 Gimel 3. Vaya'an, and he answered, O to him, Yahushua, that's the one answering, if ra'ah, which is also the word for evil or wrong, if wrong, the barti, I spoke, haged, which is, again is like a question, like tell, ra'ati, which could be my wrong. So they translate it as tell me my wrong, but it's literally tell my wrong. Translate, and he answered him, Yahushua, if wrong I spoke, tell me my wrong. Okay, and now we continue with part B of 23, which is the im and if, tov, which means good, madua, for what reason, ta ke, you struck. It's also the root with the hey at the end, whereas most likely it's nakah. Le chaye ya, le chaye, which means my cheek, because we know lechi is cheek, and the yod at the end is my. And if good, for what reason you struck my cheek? And then we have a Kaf 20, Dalet 4, and we have Ve Shalechehu, which is, and he sent him. Chanan, that's who, Chanan is who. Asur, meaning bound. Ba'azikim, in chains. L2, Kayafa, which is Caiaphas. Ha-Kohen, the priest. Ha-Gadol, the great priest, the high priest. And he sent him, Hanan, bound in chains, to Caiaphas, the priest, the great, or the high priest. And then we have Kaf 20, Hey 5. Va, or Ve, Shimon, and Shimon, which is Simon translated, right? Kefa, so Kefa, which is Peter. Omed, stood, Umit, Chamem, and he warmed. And they translate, he warmed himself. Vayomru, and they said, Elev, unto him, Halo, again we can see it's a question, not, because lo is not. And Shimon, Kefa, stood, and he warmed himself, because it's got the front here, umit. So, and he warmed himself. It's something you do to yourself. And they said unto him, not. And then we come to 25b, which is gum, which means also, ata, you, mi tal mi dayev, meaning from his disciples. Ve kachesh, and he denied it. Vayomer, and he said, lo, no. The translation, also you, from his disciples, and he denied it, and he said, no. And we come to 26b, 6 now, which is a kaf and a vav. Vayomer. And he said, Ish, a man, me of day, which mean from the servants of, because of the day ending, ha kohen, the priest, ha gadol, the great priest, the who and he, moda, which can mean friend or one that knows, that's knowing, la ashir, to whom. And he said, a man from his servants, the priest high, and he friend to whom. And then we have ki sets, which is he lopped off, ke fa, Peter, et grammar marker, ozno, with the kamatz rule, ozno meaning his ear. Hello, did not, and it's a questioning hey, re'itika, which is two pronouns, I saw you, or I see you, right? I saw you is probably better, because we're talking about, we'll see what it means. Imo, with him, bagan, in the garden. So he lopped off Kepha, grammar marker his ear, did not I see you, it can be translated that way, with him in the garden. And then we have Kaf 20, Zion 7. So we're in 27. Vayosef. And that can mean to repeat or to add, because we know Yosef means to add, right? So that's sort of the root there. Vayosef. And he repeated, Kefa, Vekachesh, and he denied it, we could say. Fit and suddenly, kara, meaning called out, ha tar ne gal, the rooster, and repeated kefa and denied it, and suddenly called out the rooster. And now we come to Kaf, which is 20, Chet, which is 8. We're in 28. Vahi, and it came to pass, and it was, and not literally, ba boker, in the morning, hash kem, early, because shekem means early, va yoli ku, and they led, et grammar marker Yehoshua mibeit, from the house, Kayafa, from the house of Kayafa. And it was in the morning early, and they led grammar marker Yehoshua from the house of Kayafa. And then we have here L2, Beit, which means the house, right? To the house of Ha-Mishpat. Now we know Mishpat means judgment, right? The house of the judgment. They translate the house of justice, right? But it could be the house of the judgment. But Hema, and they, lo not, nik ne su, which means they would enter. Shema, there, le ma'an, for the sake, ashir, that. And the translation, to the house of the judgment, and they would enter there. For the sake, that, lo not, yitameu, which is not they would be unclean, because we've got tamei there. Ki im can be also but together. Yok lu, which is they could eat. Et, grammar marker, ha pasach, the Passover. Right, and the translation, not they would be unclean, but they could eat. Grammar marker, the Passover. And now we come to 29a, right, which is represented with the calf and the tet. 29. Vayetzei, and he went out. Philatos, which is Pilate. Elehem, unto them. Vayomar, and he said, Ma, what, or what are, ta'a shimu, what are you blaming? That can be the word used there. So we translate. And he went out, Pilatos is how I've translated it there, but it's actually Philatos. And why it hasn't got to the Gesh and the Fey, I'm not sure. Alehem, unto them, right? And he said, what are you blaming? Et grammar marker, ha'ish, the man, hazeh, this. And that's how we have to learn to translate. Grammar marker, the man, this. Now we're at Lamed 30. Vaya'anu, and they answered. Vayomru, and they said, Elev, unto him, lulei, if not, haya, which is he was, zay this, or was this, zay, o say, which is like a participle, doing, ra, which is evil. And the translation. And they answered, and they said to him, if not was this one, we could say, doing evil. And then we move on. And we got 30b. Ki, which is for, but it can also be because. Ata now, lo not, his gar nu hu. We would hand over him. Eleka, unto you. For, or because, now not we would hand over him to you. All right. And we come to the next line, which we're in 31a, represented with Lamed and Aleph. Vayomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them, Pilatos, Pilate, Ke hu, which is you take, oto him, atem you, the shif to who, and you judge him. And he said unto them, Pilatos, you take him, you, and you judge him. And then we have Ketorat Kem, like your law. Va Yomru, and they said, Eliv, unto him, Ha Yehudim, the Jews, Ein not lanu, for us, ra shut, permissible. Like your law, and they said unto him, the Yehudim, not for us, permissible. Le ha mit, to put to death. Ish, a man. To put to death a man. And moving on. And we're in Lamed 30, Vayet 2. So we're in verse 32. Le malot, to fulfill. Devar, meaning the word. Yahushua, share, that, diber, he spoke, lir moz, which means to indicate. A zo, which means what. Me ta, what death. And the translation, to fulfill the word of Yahushua that he spoke to indicate what death. So fo, which is his ending. La mut, meaning to die. His ending to die. Then we have Lamed 30, Gimel 3. So we're in 33. Vayashav, and he returned. Pilatos, Pilate, to Beit, the house. Ha-mishpat, we could say of the judgment, or the judgment house, in other words. Vayikra, and he called. To Yahushua, or translated for Yahushua, in a more English way. And he returned, Pilatos, to the house of the judgment, and he called to or for Yahushua. And now we come to 33b, which is Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Ha-ata. Now that with a hey is a question. Are you? Who, which is he, Melech, king, Ha-Yehudim, of the Jews. Translation, and he said unto him, are you he, king of the Jews, or the Yehudim? And we got Lamed 30, Dalet 4. We're in 34. Vaya'an, and he answered, O to, meaning him, Yahushua, that's the one answering, Lemor, saying, Ha mi lib ka. And again, it's the question, from your heart, te daber, you do speak. So it's like a question. Are you speaking from your heart? Zot this. And he answered him, Yahushua, saying, from your heart you do speak this. Oh, meaning or. Acherim, meaning others, or others. He gidu, they told, leka, to you. Alai, about me, because al means regarding or about. And the translation, or others, they told to you about me. And 35a, now with the Lamed is 30, He is 5. Vayomer, and he said, Pilatos, Pilate, Haki, is it that? So it's a question, right? Is it that? Anoki, I am Yahudi, a Jew. Halo, did not, again, every time there's a hey there, it's like a question. Did not Ameka, your people? And he said, Pilatos, is it that I am a Yehudi? Did not your people, Verashe, meaning, and the heads of again with the zere there, it's the heads of, ha-kohanim, the priests, hisgiruhu, which is they delivered you, elai, unto me, me, what, asita, you have done, or you did. And the heads of the priests, they delivered you to me. What did you, or you did? Right, and then we are now in Lamed 30, Vav 6, so we're in 36. Vaya'an, and he answered, Yahushua, that's the one who answered, Vayomer, and he said, Malkuti, which is my kingdom, Einena, which is not it, because we're talking about kingdom, so the na means it. Min, from, ha'olam, meaning the world, hazeh, this. And he answered Yahushua, and he said, my kingdom, not it, from the world, this. Then we have lu, which is if. Haita, which is it was, or if had been is often how they translate it, but it literally is if it was. Malkuti, meaning my kingdom, min, from, ha'olam, the world, hazeh, this, ki, for, az, meaning then, nil, chamu, which is they would fight, li, for me. So if it was my kingdom, from the world this, for then they would fight for me. Me sharatai, which is my servants. Levilti, which is not to. He maser, which is caused to be delivered. Because it's a hifil, so it's causative, to be delivered, caused to be delivered. Beyad, into the hand of Ha-Yehudim, the Jews. Aval, but, ata, now. So my servants, not to cause to be delivered into the hand of the Yehudim, but now. And then we move again. Malkuti, which means my kingdom. Einena, again, not it. Because na is a pronoun, so it's talking about the kingdom, so it's it. Me po, which is from here. Po is here. My kingdom, not it, from here. And then we have Lamed 30, Zion 7. We're in 37. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Pilatos, Pilate, im ken. So we could translate it as if so, a foe. Therefore, Melech, king, ata, you, or you are. And he said to him, Pilatos, if so, therefore, a king you are. And then we have Vaya'an, and he answered, Yahushua, lemor, saying, ata, you, amarta, you say, ki, that, Melech, a king, Anoki, I am, la zot, to this, or for this, Nolati, I was born. Or was I born? And he answered Yahushua, saying, You say that a king I am. To this was I born. Right. And now we're in 37c. The lazot, and to this, bati, I came, va'olam, into the world, laha'id, to testify, la'emet, which is to the truth, we could say. Kol, all assured that he, or he is. For this I came into the world to testify to truth, or to the truth. All who he is, or whoever, is normally how it's translated. Now we have min from ha'emet, meaning the truth. Yishma, shall listen, he shall listen. Be'koli, meaning in my voice, or to my voice, right? But you can say in my voice. From the truth, he shall listen in my voice, or to my voice. Then we have Lamed 30, Chet 8. We're in 38. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Pilatos, Pilate, ma, what, he, it is. Because it's like a pronoun talking about truth, and that can be she, but in this case, because it's about the truth, it is. Ha-emet, the truth. Va'acharei, and after, dab ro, his speaking, zot, this. Translation. And he said to him, Pilatos, what it is, the truth. And after his speaking this, we move on. And we're in 38b. Yatsa, which means he went out. Shenit, a second time. Shenit means secondly, right? So we can say a second time or secondly. L2, Ha-Yehudim, the Jews. Vayomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them. Ani, I, matzati, I found. Because matzah means to find, right? Vo, in him. And he went out a second time to the Yehudim, and he said unto them, I, not I find, in him. Kol, which can be all or it can be any. Avon, which is iniquity or wickedness. Any wickedness. And then we have Lamed 30, Tet 9, we're in 39. Hen, behold. It's a short form of hine. Well, it can also be hen, which is behold. Minhag, meaning a custom. And then who can be it is, because though it's a pronoun for he, it's talking about the custom, so it means it is. Lakem, for you, she'a shalach, which is that, and the aleph is I, shalach is send out, lakem, to you, ish, a man, echad, one, and this is chof, she, and we'll use the kamatz rule, and that becomes an O sound, which is chof, she, meaning free. The translation. Behold, a custom it is for you that I send out to you a man one free. one man free. And we go to 39b, which is Bar Pasach, which is in Passover. Ratzon Kem. And they translated your will, so they've added it like a question, is your will? But it literally just says in Pesach, your will, she'ah shalach, that I send out. So that's why they put, is it your will that I send out? La kem, to you, et grammar marker melech, king of, we could say, Ha-Yehudim, the Jews. In Pesach, so I set one man free in Pesach, your will, or is your will, that I send out to you, grammar marker king of the Yehudim. And then we read Mamres 40, and it is Va-Yosifu. And they added, again, Yosef means to add, right? So, and they added Vayitzaku, and they shouted. Lemor, saying, Lo not et grammar marker ha-ish, the man, ha-ze this, elah, but. Translation, and they added, and they shouted, saying, not, grammar marker the man this, but, et, grammar marker, Bar-Abba, Barabbas. We translate it as Barabbas, right? But it's Barabbas. Uvar and Bar, Abba and Barabbas, Haya, he was, Shoded, meaning a raider or a robber. Grammar marker Barabbas, which literally means son of the father, right? Bar means son, Abba means father, son of the father. And Barabbas was a raider or robber. And that brings us right to the final part of this chapter as it finishes, where they were about to release Barabbas and crucify Yahushua. And so we come finally to review our vowel markings, just for those that are not as familiar with it. So we see we have a cholam, that's the O sound that we get, and often it replaces, like the vav might have no sound in itself, but we use the vowel. But sometimes there are occasions where it is vo, and we saw that in the last one, where it was avon, meaning iniquity, right? And then we have shava, which is like a syllable break, but it can be without a sound, or it can be like a short E sound. Then we have segol, short E sound, zere, a longer E sound, patak, short A sound, kamatz, longer A sound. Then we have shuruk, which is a short U sound, but then this one is also the U sound, but it has a longer sound, so it's called a kubutz. So we can see the U is a longer sound. Then we have combination of shava and segol. It's called a kataf segol, and that is the break of syllable followed by the E sound. Then we have chirik, which is an I sound. Then we have katach patak, which again is shava followed by the short A sound, pa. Then we have kataf kamatz. Again, we can hear it's a longer A sound. And then finally we come to the numbering system. with the useful resources again repeated, and I would encourage you to use them. They're very useful in practicing your Hebrew. And of course, we must go through the value of the letters, but let's do it backwards because that makes us think more. Tav is 400, Shin is 300, Resh is 200, Kuf is 100, Zadeh is 90, Pei is 80, Iron is 70, Samek is 60, Nun is 50, Mem is 40, Lamed is 30, Kaf is 20, Yod is 10, Tet is 9, Chet is 8, Zion is 7, Vav is 6, He is 5, Dalet is 4, Gimel is 3, Vayet is 2, or Bayet, Aleph is 1. And as you can see, the pictographic Hebrew is also listed underneath it, so you can get an idea of what the letters are in the pictographic Hebrew, which could be interesting if you want to see the original Hebrew form. And so I just want to thank you for joining us again for a revision class. I pray that you are blessed by going through these and you will be inspired to keep going and look at the lessons. If there's any difficulties in the words, we have the detailed lessons of the whole chapter. So you can always go back to it and go to my YouTube, Tom Howling, on YouTube, and you will see all the different classes there. There's hundreds of them. So I pray you are blessed by these, and I want to wish you Shavua Tov, which is a good week. Thank you for joining us.